This program is brought to you by the following proud sponsors. The Alltech Media Group, the region's leading multimedia video production and marketing company, creating powerful and innovative marketing strategies that deliver exponential returns. And by California CEO Online Video Business Magazine, providing California's executives and regional leaders with economic development resources and regional branding solutions. And by StudioCast Pros, taking your web branding strategies to a new level by creating world-class online programs proven to engage audiences and enhance profits.
Hi everybody, and welcome to another 1 Million Cups in Riverside, California. Today we have an interesting presenter. When you talk about mobile and you talk about security, you probably understand that that's a big deal. And we've got a gentleman here, Robert Lee with PingSweep, who's going to fill you in on a great new product. Robert?
Thank you, Jay. Hi, I'm Robert Lee, and the founder and CEO of PingSweep Technology. I started my career as a computer programmer in the United States Air Force, and then as a senior solutions architect for Hewlett-Packard. I've always been motivated to take on the big challenges, opportunities, and causes in both my personal and professional life. Some of my accomplishments: I've climbed Mount Fuji, which is the tallest mountain in Japan. I rode regularly for the Multiple Sclerosis Society's 100-mile bike-a-thon. I was a member of the U.S. delegation investigating Russia for their nuclear test ban violations, and had a black diplomatic passport, and wore civilian clothes, and spoke 4 different foreign languages. I was the Airman of the Year in the Air Force, U.S. Air Force, and one of only 12 people in the entire Air Force to be selected to lead the consolidation of their computer systems. I was hired by Hewlett-Packard as part of an elite team whose job was to take the Navy and the Marine Corps' disparate computer systems with over 360,000 users at various security levels all over the globe, and create automated programs to transform them into modern systems with no mission impact. I was the idea's go-to person when it came to critical systems that needed to be saved. And I spent a lot of time on the road. I even wrote a computer software program that the customers wanted instead of a program from a big name company like Citrix. So how I got here today is basically a couple of things that I believe a lot of people have experienced. During my business travels, I often experience the pain and sometimes the cost of carrying 2 laptops to perform multiple tasks. And the other was when I forgot my phone in my jeans pocket as I tossed my jeans into the washing machine. The phone was destroyed. However, the information that was stored on my little SD card was safe. These experiences, coupled with my passion for solving big challenges and my love for the original Star Trek series. Yes, the Star Trek series. Remember when the crew would beam down to a planet? They would usually take a weapon called a phaser, a communications device called a communicator, and Mr. Spock and Dr. McCoy would take a device called a tricorder. Now, the tricorder was a general purpose device primarily used to scout unfamiliar areas, make detailed examinations of living things, and record and review technical data. This device could examine almost anything from a distance. The tricorder was also used to help diagnose diseases and collect bodily information about a patient. Well, now I have invented a modern day version of the tricorder. Why is this important? There is an urgent need for rapid, simple, cost-effective medical devices for screening multiple medical conditions for early medical diagnosis. Currently, in order to diagnose multiple medical conditions, medical professionals must purchase expensive single devices for each purpose or carry heavy equipment. My invention is called Iron Cloth. Iron Cloth is a single, non-invasive medical device technology that can detect, examine, and monitor multiple medical conditions, either as a standalone device or upload that information directly to medical databases via an internet connection. My invention is optimized for doctors, nurses, practitioners, and first responders. How does it work? Doctors insert a secure digital card that they can carry in their pocket into the Iron Cloth medical device. This card contains the operating system and data to activate the integrated device sensors and touchscreen. Doctors can then diagnose a variety of biological, geological, or meteorological medical conditions for up to a distance of approximately 30 feet, either as a standalone device or upload that information to a medical database via internet connection. Our market opportunity. Our medical device technology can be used by a broad cross-section of medical organizations as their solution to diagnose a variety of biological, meteorological, or geological medical conditions anywhere across the globe and save costs. Our target market is healthcare facilities and their providers, as well as agencies like the Environmental Protection Agency and Federal Emergency Management Agencies. At an estimated $127 billion in 2013, the U.S. medical device market is the world's largest. The medical device market growth is expected to accelerate at 4.4% annually and reach $400 billion, nearly $500 billion by 2018. This is a growth rate almost 33% faster than the prescription drug market. And you know how fast the prescription drug market is going. Our management team, we have a small team with the right people and who are focused, committed, and driven. I have I'm an expert in the technical delivery lifecycle process, and I have designed and engineered technical solutions worth over $120 million per year. And most of my solutions are still in existence today. Marina Donovan, who is our Chief Marketing Officer, high energy, results driven, branding and marketing expert that has delivered solutions and sales, high growth sales in the global markets. Ron McKenzie is Vice President of our product, is a senior executive leader who has delivered on implementations at the global level for various companies. And our Chief Financial Officer, Larry Green, knows our business inside and out and is a financial strategies guru that we rely on very heavily. As you can see, we have a lot of experience in a lot of different companies and a very diverse background. Our growth and achievements so far: we were selected to the IBM Global Entrepreneurship Program. We have advanced to the second round of the Global Verizon's Powerful Answers Challenge, and have placed in the top tier with a high interest rating and a showcase spot from the review committee in the International Smart Cities Challenge. Our Ironcloth next generation medical device technology will allow you to review medical conditions in a way that you've never done before. And we ask for your support to take us to the next level. And together, we can go where you've never gone before.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much. That was a good introduction of your product. Now, I know that we're focused on the medical space, but it seems like there would be a lot of applications beyond medical. Have you considered what other applications might be out there for this kind of secure, portable technology?
Yes, Jay. Because this Ironcloth is the most flexible and secure mobile technology platform on the planet, it allows the development of various applications to be used because it's a modular approach and is allowed for it to be used by various applications in various spaces. So for that reason, it's very flexible and secure technology that cross many, many sectors.
Another thing that I find interesting, I've talked with Robert quite a bit about this, so I know a little bit about his technology, but you have a very strong belief that viruses and program bugs and hacking is not a function of, say, an external factor so much as it is a function of the way the technology's been developed. Mm-hmm. Could you expand on that a little bit? Because I don't think people understand, the problem with having viruses and transmitting viruses from one machine to another, and that's something that you have experience in.
That's right, Jay. The way that our technology, device technology works is different from normal computer systems, where computer systems today, they have start with hardware, then they put the operating system, then they put applications, and then they try to secure all that with more software. The difference with our technology is it's a hardened platform before the operating system or applications even start. So that prevents the spread of malware and injecting that would harm the device itself.
Cool. Any questions from the audience?
Yes, I have one. So I know when you were describing the product, you said that it addresses biological, geological, meteorological, medical issues. I'm from a very layman's sense. I have an understanding of what biological medical issues are. What would a meteorological or geological issue be?
Well, when you talk about, there's a lot of sensing, right? So it's based around a lot of different sensing. So it could be, gas or, some other environmental conditions. And because of the sensor technology, it can basically sense any kind of thing, whether it be in the environment, where it could be in a space or ground, or it can be biological or physical.
So those functions of your product wouldn't necessarily be marketed towards healthcare professionals. Is that correct?
Well, both, because of if you're biological, right? So a lot of things affect your well-being, right? It could be the environment, or it could be anything else. So because we can basically plug and play the sensor boards into the technology, we can put different types of sensors actually on the board, so that for example, if I'm a first responder, right? Maybe I don't want to go into an area that has a gas leak, for example. Okay, so now I got a device that can tell me that, hey, there's a gas leak up to 30 feet. And then when I get there, I got bodies laying all around, and maybe I want to measure the body. So now I got a device that can perform multiple functions without having to carry around multiple devices or carry some heavy equipment that might do the same thing.
Now, with regards to the end user of your product, would those sensors be customized for that end user, or is it basically all-encompassing? These sensors can do all of that no matter what the customer is, or would you kind of customize that based on who the end user would be? Does that make sense?
Yes, and you make a great point, great question. And we can do it either or, really, right? We can start out with some basic sensors on a board that we can sell, or we can customize it depending on what your need. Now, we know that there's going to be certain specific ones that people are going to want in a particular agency. But the environment, that's why I had the Environmental Protection Agency and FEMA, and the hospitals might want something totally different. So we can market to multiple organizations for their specific needs, or we can put an all-encompassing one that does, like I explained, to diagnose human beings and also detect for environmental hazards and things like that.
Yes.
In your team, I understood the software, the marketing, and that. Who is your technical team partner? Who is designing the actual scanner or tricorder? Who is developing the actual physical technology for that?
I have a medical device organization. It's called Nouveau Innovations, and we team together to actually design the device. They have all of the ISO certifications, and they'll actually be the one that'll take it through the FDA and so forth. So I work very closely with them. Ron McKenzie, the product person, he's very familiar with and worked in a lot of different organizations. He'll be my product person, but the actual design, final design and everything, I'll be working directly with the medical device manufacturer who's very familiar with innovative medical device solutions.
Could you say something about the competitive landscape? Do you believe your competitors would be more established companies making medical devices, or would it be more software companies that have some sort of software stack for trying to build this sort of functionality? Any sense?
Right. So there's two parts of your question, right? So one is the single use device right now, and that's one of the things that we're addressing here, right? A lot of those, they don't have the flexibility that the device has. Thus, the cost that is incurred by the end patient, right? Because they're paying for all of these multiple medical devices that people actually have, so that, you know, and they don't deliver better patient outcomes. So we believe that a multiple medical device will deliver cost savings for the provider, and also lead to better patient outcomes. Now, the second part of that is that there's a lot of so-called medical device technology that are out there. You see some of the things that they say, okay, you can measure your heart rate and everything. The obstacle that they're going to run into, and they have an application that'll run on your smartphone and so forth and things like that. One of the things is the security. You know, malware is going to affect them. Plus, they can't make the assurances that would pass the FDA, because it has to reach a certain threshold in order to deliver the medical results that's required by the FDA. Whereas our product can run real-time operating systems on there that'll pass the FDA.
I have a two-part question. So first one is, obviously, you know, you're in your capital raising efforts. What's your most pressing need right now that's going to require additional capital? I guess my question is, where are you at in the development stage, and what type of investment are you seeking that's going to help propel that? And then number two, beyond capital, what other types of barriers to entry are there? Because I'm assuming it's a fairly heavily scrutinized industry, and just entering the industry itself would be pretty laborious in terms of regulations and stuff like that. So I guess my two-part question is, one, what's your most immediate capital needs, and two, what other barriers to entry are there?
And before you answer, I have to say that since this is a public broadcast and we have people in the room that aren't accredited investors, he can't answer specific investment questions, but you can say in general sense where you are in your development and what you're going to be needing going forward.
Okay. And so our immediate need is to raise the capital to get our production ready product and operating expenses into the hands of the decision makers, so we can move it forward. I've taken it as far as I can go with it with my personal resources, and so now we're looking for the investments that would get us to production. The barriers to entry, I don't, other than the normal adoption kind of hurdles that you would run into. We have the security, we've got the technology, we can pass NIST and HIPAA compliance, so those are already covered, because again, like I said, our product can run real-time operating systems on it, so it'll pass FDA, no problem. We've already done a proof of concept. I got a 3D modeling already done. So we're right at the stage now that the next one will put a production-ready product into the hands of the decision makers. And I think at that point, it's full steam ahead.
I've got a follow-on to that. As you're talking about one barriers to entry, and also as you're talking about getting production ready, have you looked into intellectual property protection? It sounds like there might be something patentable in everything that you've been discussing, and I imagine a lot of your competitors would be interested in rushing in and, I guess on the backs of some of your labor. So, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, our product is patent pending right now, so we've already had that covered, and really, it's a pretty good patent because of the fact that the way that it is designed, it would be almost impossible to get around. Yeah.
I have another question. As far as your sales strategy, is that something that you're looking to do completely in-house, as far as it's going to be Ironcloth's own reps going out there interfacing with health practitioners and government officials and whatnot, or is it going to be through a partnership with the medical device company that you're currently partnering with, who's actually producing the technology?
Right. So we're right now looking at strategic partnerships To take on a big manufacturing thing on our own in-house that would require a lot of staff, a lot of resources and things like that. And we think that our best effort would be better put forth to establishing strategic partnerships with some of your major device manufacturers like Johnson & Johnson and so forth. And because they have a distribution channel already established, they have the players. And so we can get into that area and have market adoption a lot quicker that way.
Sounds like once you get a production model in the hands of some of these decision makers and you get the initial buy-in, there may be some licensing opportunities as well where you guys might just license that to one of these bigger companies.
Absolutely. I mean, that is definitely an opportunity there for us to license the product, not only because it could help us get into the market quicker, and that'll also allow us to focus on other capabilities going forward.
So when I think about your product, I think of two big names that have been in the news the last couple years. Number one is Fukushima, radiation detection. Something like this would be incredibly helpful.
Yes.
And number two is Ebola. And you and I discussed the fact that you said, Jay, and he told me this the other day, he said, Jay, we could put one of my machines next to every TSA sensor device and plug it in for any kind of infectious disease, and we could basically change it when new pandemics erupt and have actual point of contact processing that would keep Ebola or any other pandemic disease off of an airplane.
Absolutely.
I think that's pretty powerful stuff.
Absolutely. I actually have a piggyback question off of that is, do you see this as being something that you might even be able to present to maybe the Department of Homeland Security?
Absolutely.
Something where, they can detect not only biological hazards, but possibly chemical hazards as, within the airports and whatnot.
Absolutely. I mean, those are the things that we would want to expand. I mean, obviously the device has a broad appeal to a lot of different sectors. I mean, you could think about a lot of them, the national OSHA, right? The aeronautics or the oceanic people that can be looking at that. NASA might be interested in something like that. So, there's the, sky's the limit. The J, I mean, my mentor, you're right, I want to stay focused, but I mean, it's got so much broad appeal that, we can go where you've never gone before with this thing, really.
Cool. Well, Robert, thank you very much. I just want to ask one more question of you.
Sure.
What can the Million Cups community do for you?
Well, I want to thank you first for having me on, and just the exposure of to let people know that we are out here, and I've taken this product to as far as I can take it, and so I would like for investors to take a look at us and help us to get to the next level.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay.
This program was brought to you by the following proud sponsors: the Alltech Media Group, the region's leading multimedia video production and marketing company, creating powerful and innovative marketing strategies that deliver exponential returns. And by California CEO Online Video Business Magazine, providing California's executives and regional leaders with economic development resources and regional branding solutions. And by StudioCast Pros, taking your web branding strategies to a new level by creating world-class online programs proven to engage audiences and enhance profits.